Good morning, church. Pastor Dave here, welcoming you to the October 18th episode of Monday Morning Musings. You know, I got to wondering this weekend just how many of these we've done, and so I went back and counted them up. I think this is the 84th video in the series. We started in April of 2020, and I don't think we've missed a week. This all started out as a way for the Carillon congregation to keep in touch during the 2 weeks to flatten the curve. You remember that phase? I had no idea we would still be at it a year and a half later. Might not have agreed to do it if I'd known that. But be that as it may, we continue. Got an odd little question for you. Is God timely or timeless? Do you have an answer? Actually, I think whichever you chose, you're right. God is timely. He is relevant to the moment. He is actively involved in the present, dealing with current issues. We pray to Him about all sorts of things that are immediate: health problems, financial difficulties, relational issues, things that matter right now. And yet, God is also timeless. His concern is also with the things that do not change: sin, pride, conflict, pain, eternal things, not limited to a single time and place. But for God, the two are not separate. He is outside the flow of time. He's not subject to its limitations. So for Him, the timely and the timeless are one, both just elements of eternity. For us, it's a little different. We do not have that eternal perspective. For us, the immediate is of primary concern. The needs and opportunities of the present take precedence. As a result, we tend to focus and maybe over-focus on today, on right this minute. As individuals and as a church, we can get tied up in the temporary, the political battles, the cultural conflicts, the societal trends. All these can seem so overwhelmingly important to us. But I wonder if God sees these things in that same way. Or does His eternal perspective give Him a different take on all of this stuff? If we want to see things from God's point of view, and we do want that, then perhaps we need to try to temper our intense interest in the now with an appreciation of the eternal, to try to see the events and issues of today through a long lens. There are elements of our faith, characteristics of our church experience, aspects of our relationship with God that are rooted in eternity. God is sovereign. Man is sinful. Christ died as an atonement for sin. One day the world will be judged and then remade. Don't you think these need to be our guiding principles? Now, I'm not saying that Christians are not to be concerned with contemporary issues of our time, just that we need to apply an eternal viewpoint to them. Injustice, racism, envy, hatred, all these things need to be addressed by Christians with a Christian worldview. We are called to resist evil in all its forms. But I'm afraid our tendency is to look for quick answers and to look within ourselves for those answers. I suggest that we look to God for His guidance on dealing with the evil of this world. After all, He's been dealing with it for a long, long time. And you'll notice even He didn't have a quick solution. God bless you all. And see you next week.